In this video I'm going to create a clock face and add the numbers and a couple of images. First job is to create a circle. Circle tool, shift key and pull out a circle. That is perfect. Go back to the cursor, make sure this is locked and change this to 220mm. Click off. Go to text. This is on 20, sometimes it's 25. Type in 12. Go back to the cursor, select both items and center them. The 12 is a little bit low, so I'm going to click on that and move it up using the arrow key on your keyboard. Now we're going to use the circle array tool, so click on the 12 first, then the circle, holding down the shift key, circle array. Now that's already set to 12 increments, or 12 copies. It is set to rotate object copies off, which is correct. By default I think it might be on, not sure, but we want to definitely have it off so it looks like a clock face. Go OK. Now as you can see we don't want 12 all the way around, so we're just going to modify that. So go to the text and click on each one. We'll go back to the cursor first, click off, go to the text. 12 is obviously fine. Backspace, click, and we're going to go around and adjust all of these. Right, that is pretty much done. Another option could be just to have lines there, easy as well. We'll go to this rectangle tool, draw a rectangle, cursor, make it a bit smaller, again center it, move it up, now it's really important when we use the circle array that you select the item first that you want to go around and then the circle it's going to go around, and go circle array, rotate objects. In this case we do want to rotate the object, and we could go OK. Easy as, done. Now if you have a rectangle as your clock face, it's going to be a lot harder to position all your numbers or increments. So the easiest way is to do the following. I might make that width 200, we'll go to 220 again, height 150. So there's our rectangle, and we're going to have a clock face in there, but we're going to follow around the edge. So what we're going to do is put in the numbers, zoom in, rolling the mouse, go back to the cursor here. Now the 9 and the 3 and the 12 and the 6 are easy. So I'm going to use this align tool, and they should actually end up snapping into the middle. Align horizontally, snap into the middle. Now once we've got them aligned so that they all are evenly spaced around here, we can use the offset tool. So click on the rectangle, click on the offset. I've got this on inward, but it could be outward, but we don't want that. Inward, so we'll make it inward. Delete original objects, we definitely don't want that. So make sure that these things here are turned off. We're going to go inward. I'm going to make it 7 millimeters. By default I think it's 5, but let's make it 7. Okay. So that is the line that we've offset. So I'm going to click on the 12 and use the arrow key to bring it down. Now to get these other numbers right, I'm just going to put in a whole lot of lines at 30 and 60 degrees so that then I can line them up with it. So line tool, or pencil tool, hold down the shift key. I'm going to make copies of that. Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. Wherever you put the cursor, it's going to drop the line when you do the Control V. Right, I'm going to change that to up here, rotate 30 degrees. -60 degrees. -60 degrees. -30 degrees. Now I'm going to snap these into the middle. I'm just going to put in the hole for the clock mechanism to go in. I'm just going to make it easy to do this job. Just going to hold down the shift key, make a small circle of 8 millimeters. Go back to the cursor, snap that into the middle. Now when I put these in, it's going to be heaps easier. So I'm going to go to the middle there, drop it in. That's out, but I'll adjust it in a minute. Now that I've done this, I can put the numbers in, and they actually slide along this. And I'm going to move these up to my offset. Now that I've done that, I'm going to delete the things I don't want. And there we have it. Even though it looks a bit odd, it is correct. Now we can insert some images. Now you can insert images by going to File, Import. Now that was colour, now it's a grayscale, but yeah, we can just whip that in there. And that can get laser engraved as well. You can darken your numbers, you can change the colour, because if I go fill on that now, when it was black it would have made everything that was black, which would have made all of these fill in. So you can infill things, but you have to change the colour. You can add your own details. I'm going to do something here using these bowling tools. Click on the A. I'm going to just increase that size. Undo that. Go back to black, where I've just got a line, caps lock, go back to the cursor, line these up, move everything a bit closer. There's also a distribute tool over these bits here. I'm going to distribute those evenly, align them, change them to blue. Now when they overlap, you can see that it crosses into it. So I'm just going to turn off this line, because I want to create this into one thing that says F8B4. So using the arrow key, I'm just going to move this over. It's a little bit far. The 4. Now align them. Fill them. So that in itself looks really interesting, but if you select this one here, which says weld, now they're all blended. Pretty cool. Make that larger. It could end up being chucked in here. I'm going to turn this off for a minute. Change that to red. And that would end up being cut out. I set that for different speeds, but we're going to cover that sort of thing in the next video. Thanks for watching.